Ah, me. Yeah, sorry. Feel like making videos since I'm walking, but I really don't have that much. Just the same old subjects, and so it just rolls around in my head. These basic, simple arguments about our reality here on Earth. And so what I was thinking about was just the idea that people do want to always escape what we do know. You know, the part that we know is that we're a biological organism that has origins in this idea of one cell replicating and then doing this natural selection thing to create all the rest of this stuff. All of it from one cell. And that we're molded by that natural selection process like a tortoise or like a shark or like any other organism. We're molded with tools and attributes and capacities to make us more functional in the part of the environment we have exploited. And we kind of move or migrate from different environments based on what tools we have. And through these tests of environmental change, like ice ages or meteors or whatever happens to change the environment, and we adapt, and evolution is active. And so through that activity, we've acquired this consciousness of this developed consciousness that's doing this communicating thing with the organisms communicating with each other. And through that communication, through the creation of the incidental language, the language to say, watch out, or let's go get him. So, I mean, that's all that we needed to communicate to make communication valuable. The valuable part was organize to destroy the enemy or circum the environment or manipulate the environment. But that was really the value in it, was to have us against the them, us against the environment, for us to win through communicating and organizing. And through that organization process, right, key word, we began to organize facts, understanding. So we started dissecting stuff and figuring out how it works, and we started organizing volumes of encyclopedias full of information about how things work and what they do and how they perform and their relevance to everything. And so in one of the concepts that exists in that organization is this notion of reality. What's reality doing? And so now we're having conversations about where did we really come from? Well, that's a silly conversation, actually. Maybe that's the subject of the video. So the point is that that's where we acquired this capacity, and now we can dissect our own existence. Just like we dissect matter, we can dissect ourselves, and we can understand ourselves in the context of the bigger picture and all of that crap. Just as we do it to the things around us, we can do it to ourselves now. And in doing that, we've always got to stay aware of the fact that it's just chemistry, that it's just physics, that it's just mattering, energying, and you won't find purpose in that in itself, because it's not a function of mattering to create toolkits. It's something that happens, but it's not something fundamental to the process, fundamental to something that could be derived out of it as a purpose. So it's just an incidental consequence, like everything else. It's an incidental consequence. There is no design function built into nature beyond the fact that it's a soup of properties. Material properties are thrown in the bowl, and in this mixture of material properties, this was a possibility, the replicating molecule syndrome. And that's what we are. We're a product of a syndrome. So the questions are challenging, to say the least. You know, these ultimate questions of how long is long in terms of time, Is it forever in both directions? And understanding how deep the rabbit hole goes. Theoretical possibility is there's a bunch of earthlings somewhere in the atoms of that rock. It's theoretically possible that the small never ends, that the big never ends, that we are the hoobies, that we are just, things living in some other universe, some part of some other universe's rocks, or dirt, or apple, or whatever. These are all questions to be asked, and like I said, I don't know if we'll ever be able to glean answers, because there are no real fingerprints or footprints or fossils, or there's no communication between us and those worlds that are possible if they existed. And again, how is it relevant to our function as worms, migrating through the shit and humus, as beasties, as biological DNA carriers, squirming for our survival as a DNA molecule? It's not relevant. It doesn't mean anything to that reality. Neither of those facts need to communicate. The origin of the universe does not need to communicate with the origin of ourselves. We can fully understand what we are without having any understanding of the universe. They're separate subjects entirely. There's no connection between them, because we know, we can tell, we can see that there's no complex intelligence to the properties and movement of matter. Matter moves and functions quite simply and mechanically. It does this forward, backward, right, left thing for very consistent and simplistic reasons and causes. And it's just the fact that there's a gazillion of them interacting that we can exist. That we can have all this complexity, because it's a complexity of arrangement, of simplicity. So we're made of very simple components, but they're arranged in such a complex order to create a complexity of properties. So by combining properties, mixing properties, you magnify properties, and you come up with some new property, which is a brain that attempts to duplicate reality and the logic of it and the dynamic of it inside of itself as a symbolic language. So we take the world in, and as I've stated, we label it tree and dirt and leaves, and we understand relationships between leaves and tree, and rocks and earth, sand and water. All these things become understood for their relationships to each other and how they create each other and interact with each other. And that's how we can understand our own selves and how we function in the world as an individual feeling entity and as a functioning piece of the material bouncing around in the complexity. And so I'm adding this next layer of logic to that simple diagram of what we are, to say that what property we know of ourselves is this feeling thing, this I have a broken leg thing, this I have a headache thing, this capacity to be harmed, degraded, to have a negative circumstance imposed, to be degraded in our function and in our feeling character, and that this thing is a valuable thing, and that through our interaction with each other we can maximize the existence of that negative, or we can minimize it. And a logical obligation would be to minimize it. Theoretically, instead of saying hello to each other as we pass by, we could have sticks, and we could just say, I hate you, motherfucker, and we could just whap the fuck out of each other. Now, that would just create more harm, more suffering, more discomfort. We would all be in degraded states all the time because we were constantly whapping the fuck out of each other. Now, the alternative is we can say, good day, mate. And, you need anything? Can I do something for you? Maybe I got something in my pocket here you could use. I got some cookies. I got a $1 bill. You want a $1 bill? We could do that. Can I help you feel better? Can I help you upgrade your position? I mean, I don't really want to suck your dick, but, if it's something short of sucking your dick, can I do you a favor? Can I upgrade you? Can I help you to upgrade yourself? Now, obviously, to me, it's logical to say, yeah, if there's two worlds, whap each other with a stick world, and, rub each other's balls world, let's go with the rub each other's balls thing. Let's go with let's try to make each other feel better. That makes a lot more sense, and the value seems, I could say it seems obvious. I think it's rationally unavoidable as a conclusion that would be the better strategy. No doubt about it. This life thing will be more functional. We will squirm through the humus and do our silly little bullshit much better if we avoid ever causing something called an unnecessary injury or harm. Just avoid that shit. Just take that out. Make it simple, stupid. Live simply for this idea of always being mindful of upgrading the state of a consciousness. That it's always a good idea to make it better. I'm not saying give your enemy a machine gun. I'm just saying, don't give them cause to need one. Don't give them cause to use one. Don't play with that fire at all. Don't burn their house down and your house won't get burnt down. That kind of logic. So anyway, I don't want to turn this into some kind of sappy, simplistic, political hippie shit. I understand the realities of our selfish nature, and that's a whole other subject about, how much can we expect from each other in terms of how unselfish are we capable of being, how unbigoted are we capable of being, how un-nepotistic or nationalistic. I'm just arguing that the game, that's the right direction. Getting rid of all that crap is the right direction. And anytime you're arguing to get us going that way, you're a fucktard. You're not helping humanity or any individual in it. You're just making the game more expensive than it has to be. And ultimately, yes, I'm going to argue the game is stupid, can't be played, insanely dumb. But I'm just saying we're going to be playing it until we're not playing it. So we're here, the game's on, let's play it better, and hopefully, eventually, we can let go of that. With all the other bullshit we let go of, that'll be one of the things we let go of. There's this perception of a need to keep perpetuating these little, ooh, what a pretty sunset, ooh, what a blah, 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 ooh, this little ooey gooey nonsense, that drives people through the mush. All the cute little pictures they look at in between all the piles of dog do. And so, I'm going to argue that that's the real end game, but the end game before the end game is the clean it up game, is the don't do it stupid. Don't be stupid. How's that? Don't be stupid. And it's stupid to think your consciousness is more important than somebody else's. It's stupid to think there's any efficiency in, squandering suffering ever. You never waste it. You gotta minimize it. Oh, I forgot to move those plants. Unfortunately, they didn't die. I do forget things. Kind of the asshole I am. Anyway, to work I go. Oh, well. Puke. Till next time. Whoa, I think I'm here. Yep. Okay, I had a little bit on. This has nothing to do with the video much, except for the fact that I do argue with Das Spook now and then. And he posts his video as a response to one of mine, and it's just miserable out. Cold, rainy kind of thing. And so it occurred to me, Das Spook, cold, wet, dank, it's just, you need people in the world who can, imagine and create, and, there's this whole, the beautiful struggle of the artist, the whole Van Gogh thing, and, I think we all have a touch. There's a lot of people on YouTube who have a touch of this problem. What it is to be creative. It's not even just creative, because some of it is mechanical. Some of it isn't from your guts. That's the sad part of it. Is sometimes the stuff that was completely nothing to you is the stuff other people like. And you're like, damn, that didn't mean nothing to me. And the stuff you feel invested in, they just like, it's just, fuck. Anyway, that doesn't really have anything to do with the subject. But this whole thing of, how to navigate your life. What kind of hope do you need, or what kind of things do you need to chase after? And it sort of gets to the Spook, just as he's sort of chasing voices in his head, UFOs, zombie aircraft, I don't know, interdimensional sparkly darklies, and it's hard to say what you can do with that. Hard for me to relate. I mean, I've seen things in my life, but when I saw the talking banana, I knew it was my fucking. I had a little bit too much to drink and such. A little too tired. I knew it wasn't the best of my brain that created the talking banana. That was some other kind of brain that was doing that shit. All kinds of fucking things gonna follow me here. Anyway, sorry about the wind. I shall block it with my body. It's a gesture to you all. So anyway, that's the video. That was the end of the video. So I don't know what to say. I mean, I like this Spook. We don't agree on much, but I like him. But yeah, I can't buy into this whole magical universe crap. The universe is this kind of shit. It's just, look at what the deer did to my myrtle. It's called myrtle, and it used to have leaves on it, and they ate every bit of it. So now I got a wasteland and half-eaten Pachysandra. I mean, this was kind of a nice little area here. And they just decimated it. They decimate everything. They just ruined my life. My new monitor is here. Yay! My good used monitor. My $25 computer monitor. Hooray! So, I'm back in business. I'm one of those kind of elitist humans who have two computers now again. Yay for me. Yeah, whatever. I have cats too. Where's the cat? Hey, look at that, something's growing. Everything is just, I gotta take care of business. Everything just turned to shit around me. I'm not doing much about it. Where's my other goddamn, whatever you call these damn plants? Where's the other one? Oh, fuck. I didn't leave it somewhere where it got eaten, did I? I must have fucked up. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's right next. I didn't realize one was right next to the other one. Yeah, this one, I don't know if it's got buds this year. Looks like just leaves this year, no flowers. Oh well. Oh, where was I? Oh yeah, at the end of the video. Oh, rain. So anyway, till next time and such. So forth and whatnot. Mud wasps. Woodpeckers. Woodpeckers have pecked it all open. More mud wasps up there. Yeah, I really got to take care of business. My house is becoming a biological, whatever, something or other. Except there's nothing inside, which is, I feel good about. There's no spiders or megapedes or monstoids or any of that shit. Lots of junk, though. Anyway, I think I'm complete. Complete head. Anything else? No. Until next time.